Hi guys, Graham here again from Bainbridge Technologies. It's been a little while, but today I'd just like to run through you a couple of new products that we've got that go with some existing products that we have. So today is purely about the 150 Slim, especially like this one here in the 200 amp hour BMS. So it's a 150 amp hour battery with a 200 BMS, so it's capable of running up to 2000 watt inverter, 2200 watt inverter, so people can run their induction cooktops and coffee machines and hair dryers for the people that need them and that sort of thing. So we get a lot of questions. Oh yeah, but how do I wire it up? Because I've got to use all 4 Anderson plugs to get the 200 BMS, which is exactly right. So on these particular batteries, each of the Anderson plug internally is wired and rated to 50 amps. So therefore then yes, you would need to use all 4 Anderson plugs. On our 110s, we can have the bigger cable off the one inside and can actually run them up to 120 amp, even though it's only 100 amp BMS. But there's not enough room inside here for this smaller casing to have the bigger cables in here to do that. So on the 150 Slim, the standard with the 100 BMS, you can just use 2 Anderson plugs if you need a 100 amp draw, or you can use 4, or you can use 1, depending on if you've just got a fridge or lights or something like that with a low amp draw. You can get away with it. So today is purely about talking to you how to connect up an inverter to this 200 amp BMS unit here. So what we've done is we've actually made these leads up and made them available. So these are what we call our 150 SL/200 power lead, and as you can see, it connects to all 4 Anderson plugs, and each one of these we're using 6 gauge cable, so the 4 of those can quite easily handle all that power together as one. So they're all wired, so all 4 Andersons are wired to the one power lead, and all 4 the black leads from the Anderson are wired to the black lead. So from there, so we sell that lead separately. We also do an inverter kit as well, and I'll get to that in a moment. But basically how you would wire this up, if you've got all your own components, that's fine. You would use this lead and then obviously connect your positive, negative up to the distribution panel or buzz bar or whatever, how you're going to do it. So today I'll just show you how I would do it. So we've got that unit there going to there. I personally would be throwing in and putting in the Victron Smart Shunt as well, so you can monitor everything that's going in and everything that's coming out of the battery, give you 100% peace of mind of where the status is on the battery. So obviously that goes directly to where it says it's a battery minus. The battery minus would connect straight to there, like so. Simply like so. And then from there, you don't have to have this lead, you can just have a smaller lead if you want. From there, I would go to straight to where it says system minus. This is the side that you would connect all your negatives now to. So the negative from your DC to DC charger would go to here. Your negative from your AC charger would go to there. All your negatives from all of your loads would go onto there. That way then the shunt can monitor everything that's going into the battery from your chargers and everything that's flowing out of the battery from your load. So it will give you a positive and negative flow. Ultimately, it will then give you your result. So therefore then, you could do one of 2 things. This is a 250 amp shunt. So you connect your inverter negative straight up to this, plus all your loads and charger negatives up to that, and you're 100% done once you've connected this. This is the other thing too. A lot of people get these 2 wires mixed up. It's probably because of the way that Victron labeled it. So they say auxiliary and people think, oh, because this is my auxiliary battery, I'll plug this into the auxiliary and then connect it to the positive. It won't read that way. That will be reading then the battery that's coming in from the DC side. You need to go to where it says battery positive. You click that into that side there to the battery where it says, the battery positive. Connect that into there, and then what I would do is connect that to there once you've connected that to all the positives from your loads and your chargers, whether it be through a distribution panel, fuse box, so forth. That way then what it's doing is it's getting its power from here, and then that battery then is where all the monitoring is going through from that battery positive. Simple as that, just the 2 connections, that's all you need to do. So doing that, and then from the battery side here, what I would suggest is to use a mega fuse like so. Once again, as I said, we could connect that onto there, have your fuse in line here. All this can go out to another distribution, the positive distribution side, whether it be a fuse box, or you can get positive buzz bars as well, which have covers on them, and you can put fuses in between them for the smaller loads. So this one here, you'd probably have a 225 or a 250 amp fuse in there. Obviously, it has to be enough to be above what the battery is going to draw, which is obviously 200 amps. So therefore then 225 on here. From there, going to a little distribution panel, and then you'd have each circuit individually fused for, if you've got a fridge that's only pulling 5 amps, you may put a 10 amp fuse in it. If you've got some lights, you may be a 10 or a 15 amp. So everything then is completely covered by its own load rating in the circuit, and then this is your master, so your master current side here, and that's quite simply it. So these are readily available now. We have these made up in stock. So if you do order one of these batteries, if you're happy to make one up yourself, you're quite able to do that. That's fine. But as I said, just something simple. We do have them made up, ready to go, and we also have this as a kit available as well. It's just called the SL200 inverter kit. So it's that'll be the whole kit and caboodle there as you see it, and or you can just buy the lead and do it your own way. So hopefully that helps a little bit on how to wire up our 150 slims with the Anderson plugs, and yeah, hopefully get on the road and help your customers out as well, and if you consumers that are watching as well, hopefully that explains how you wire up your system and get it all working properly. So bye for now.